Erik Horne here at the United Center after the Thunder's 114-112 loss to the Chicago Bulls. Thunder really didn't do much of anything well tonight, particularly in the first half. They give up 70 points. They wind up giving up 12 three-pointers to the Bulls on 25 three-point shots. Thunder's defense was not as good as it's typically been. It was a carryover from the Brooklyn game. Only thing in the Brooklyn game was the Thunder was able to make a miraculous comeback, and they almost do tonight. They take the lead in the third quarter. They're going possession for possession with the Bulls at the end of the game. Russell Westbrook makes some nice plays, gets to the rack. But in the end, the Thunder couldn't get the stops it needed to put this Bulls team away. Credit the Bulls for continuing to push. They're a young team that just had their coach fired earlier this week, and it was the first win for the Bulls under new coach Jim Boylan. Thunder couldn't get some key defensive stops at the end of the game. They let Justin Holiday get loose for a three-pointer on the wing. Russell Westbrook kind of loses track of him in some confusion, and then Paul George can't get a stop on Larry Markkanen driving into the lane for the game-winning shot. George said he was trying to time Markkanen's dribble, and Markkanen spun away from him at the top of the three-point line and was able to drive on him. George actually recovered pretty well considering that Markkanen got past him, but just the opportunity that he gave him to get into the lane was the initial problem. And Markkanen hits a tough hook shot over the top of him. Thunder needs to get its defense recalibrated. This is back-to-back games that they've given up a ton of threes, and then Utah is going to come in on Monday, a team that crushed the Thunder on corner threes in the playoffs last season. Obviously, this is a different, better Thunder team. They've been good at making adjustments this year. They hadn't lost a game until tonight to a team that was under 500. That was a big mark of improvement for the Thunder compared to last season, but they're going to have to get some things corrected in the next couple of games in order to keep teams from shooting the three-pointer as well as they have in Brooklyn and in Chicago. Big problem for the Thunder tonight that hasn't really been a problem for them all season. They've been one of the best turnover teams in the league. Tonight they turned it over 22 times. Russell Westbrook has 10 of those. Just inexcusable from him. A lot of times he and Paul George were trying to go for the home run pass in transition. Those turnovers led to the Thunder's defense getting scrambled. When they can't get their defense set, you're really putting it at a disadvantage. It's the #1 defense in the league when it can get set, when it's in half court, when it's creating steals in half court. They did that a couple times tonight, particularly in the third quarter where they started making their comeback. But, that first half, those turnovers really killed them and allowed the Bulls to get those 70 points.